BBD, our final fake last segment of the show is the bro of the night. The bro of the night. I kind of cheated, BBD, because I thought it was going to be a layup. I thought it was going to be Jamal Murray. Tough to look over Jokić, who went absolute nut job last night. And then, again, bro of the night doesn't necessarily have to be the best performance. How about their coach, Mike Malone? This is a dude that was on the hot seat. Like, they didn't want him back, like a lot of people, for this year. They went down 3-1 in 2 series. So I'll give Mike Malone credit for this. Down 3-1 in both series. That means your dudes outplayed the other dudes, and you probably outcoached the other team. You're not going to win 3 straight games and not get outcoached. So credit to him. But the players are the guys that do it on the court. So credit to Mike Malone for keeping the locker room together and heads up and all of that. Jamal Murray puts up a 40 spot, and what was it, 15 for 26 shooting or something like that?
Something good.
From a point guard, I think 6'4", something like that. How much love were we giving Donovan Mitchell the first series, and he's, the next star of stars, Dwayne Wade Light. Jamal Murray's had, like, kind of not a bad reputation, but nobody really believed. Like, it's, I don't want to say Steph Curry level, but of a similar ilk. Like, his body doesn't necessarily impress you.
His reputation is kind of like he is what he is.
It's a little soft. It's a little inconsistent. Like, he's not playoff basketball.
Not a building block
He's not
guy.
Jimmy Butler. He's not going to body you and take you to the lane and get the game winner. Jamal Murray, man, 40 points in a Game 7. He was going toe-to-toe with Mitchell. We gave most of the love to Mitchell. He gets 40 points. But, dude, then when I say that sentence, I land at a 7-footer in today's NBA who had 13 assists in a Game 7. 22 rebounds. 16 points, 3 blocks, 2 steals. Give me the list of guys in NBA history that can get you 16, 22, and 13 in a Game 7.
It's a short list.
I don't even know. I guess like LeBron, technically.
But that's just... He's probably not even putting up that much.
If he devoted his whole game to rebounding? Like, I don't know.
He can do the passing part for sure.
He can do the passing. He gets you the 16-point. Like, dude, it's kind of funny. The other guys that came up are like Jason Kidd, but he's not getting 22 rebounds.
You can get a triple-double, but...
So, it's kind of Jokić for me, man.
The other one, kind of the only other guy who can do it, and... They end up, I kind of stumbled into this morning when I was looking at their box scores. Bam Adebayo, they get a very similar statistical profile. They do it different ways.
Yeah.
13
but they helpers.
End up at similar numbers. Bam had 9 last night.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, Bam's good.
Couple years behind.
Bam's probably better defensively than Joker. I think you could say that pretty confidently.
Got the better rim protection, and probably the better defense overall.
And isn't that funny, BBD? NBA kind of becomes a copycat sport. Jokić and Bam, if they were to do something this playoffs, which they already are, I don't know. We're wondering.
They're kind of the two guys who do it like they do it in any sense, where they play kind of like a point center role.
We're wondering.
Both of them take the ball up. They dish it from the big man spot. They do it in different ways, and Jokić has the shooting.
The big man might become a passing position. That's crazy.
It's like the next thing.
I'm going to say the stat line one more time. 16 points, 22 rebounds, 13 assists, 2 steals, 3 blocks. That's nuts. So shout out to all my Nuggies, Denver. Let's get high. PSLs and DSLs. BBD, who is your brew of the night?
Still kind of haven't chosen what I want.
Sure.
Between a couple things. I'm going to say my brother tonight is Javi Baez, but I have another guy I want to talk about very briefly after.
Let it rip, baby.
But Javi Baez having a tough year, but the Cubs are still winning, and last night he gets the homer, but he finds a way to help the team win later. He steals the base, advances on a throwing error, figures out. So he's doing all the little stuff. The defense is still good. He's putting it together, figuring out how to help the team win.
Sure.
Good stuff, Javi Baez.
Bang.
Really likable. Fun. Wish you were having a better year. Some of that comes back to the Astros stuff we've talked about a little bit, where people aren't allowed to go to the video rooms anymore, and he was a video room guy.
Him, Rizzo, and Bryant really aren't having great years. The Cubs have still been good.
I think it was from you. You had the combined stats.
Yeah, someone tweeted it out. Yeah, but
probably on the show.
And again, how this is going to change is like Javi Baez. If you have a good October, nobody cares. So, who's your other?
The other guy I want to talk about, NBA All-Rookie teams came out. RJ Barrett not on either. You and I both tweeted about it a little bit, but it should be mentioned on the show because, one, it's just awards that came out, so should get a mention. But, like, pretty nuts RJ was left off. Like, look at the numbers and tell me he really deserves to be left off. I'm not saying he's amazing. I'm not saying he should have been first team.
Yeah, and this might be a deep cut for some of you listening, but they did the NBA All-Rookie teams, and RJ Barrett didn't get put on it. Us Knicks fans don't have a lot to look forward to. But Terrence Davis, who was like a third string for the Raptors, basically. And people start pointing to efficiencies and stuff like that, and you're missing it. Terrence Davis coming in and being the ninth option for Toronto.
Every shot he takes is an open shot because no one cares about guarding him. He's on a very good team.
It's just a much different role than RJ Barrett being like the guy for the Knicks, basically. So yeah, the percentages are off, but yeah, no, it's and my tweet had something about anti-New York bias, and there's a little stuff there. I understand how like salty that comes off, a New York sports fan saying that there's anti-NY bias, but I mean, look at the Judge Altuve thing. Like, look at Andujar Ohtani. Now look at this RJ Barrett thing. He had 10 votes for the first team, and he didn't even make the second team. So, I don't know, man. I just do generally. I think there's a little bit of. There's still beat reporters out there that are like, oh, New York guys, they get too much shine.
People who still get votes.
Yeah, like I kind of get it, man. Go a game we play around the office. A game we play around the office is check their Instagram following. Like Brandon Lau is on the Rays this year, and he's gonna get MVP votes.
Be an easy all-star.
He's a really good baseball player, and I think on Twitter he has like 5,000 followers. Let me see. Brandon Lau. We're running a little long today, but we can. Brandon Lau, who's going to get MVP votes this year, has 4,625 follows. What are you at, BBD?
Almost 6,000. Follow me.
No shots fired at you, BBD, but Brandon Lau needs to be out there a little more.
He's doing more impressive things than I am.
He's might be the best player on the best team in the American League this year. And then you look at someone like Miguel Andujar, and I think he had like 160K followers on the gram. So that's a little baseball thing. We're over here. We're over there. I got to tell you what, man. I'm looking at this Lau kid. I'm looking at Big Baby David.